WNBA has been around a couple of decades, and people didn't notice the game. They're noticing it now. Well, that's because of Caitlin Clark, not Angel Reese.
I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times.
After something fairly horrific happened, Angel Reese is having a full-blown tantrum. However, she truly did nothing of the such and is now only having to cope with the fallout. And in the meantime, the girl about whom she's been babbling. Well, she's off shattering records like it's any old Tuesday. Sure enough, Caitlin Clark, you guessed it. Furthermore, this alleged rivalry between them is completely one-sided, as we are all aware. Angel doesn't need to be condemned, in my opinion. Regardless of the outcome, she should never face criticism for her actions. Everyone was probably aware that there would be some trash talk throughout the competition. I'm a huge fan of hers, but it's not just me and Angel. Although Clark has been putting up with Angel's insults for far too long, even he has his limits. And that line has already been crossed, I assure you. She is exceptional because she demands perfection and wants it instantly. You would know that the rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese is arguably the hottest thing going on in the WNBA right now. If you were even slightly aware of it, you really would have to be hiding under a rock to miss it. Although both of these players were expected to excel when they joined the league, one of them is beginning to stand out more than the other. It's also becoming harder to ignore. Let's just say that while Angel Reese is hitting that dreaded rookie wall, Caitlin Clark's stats are taking center stage. Perhaps she even enjoys playing the bad guy. Clark Caitlin? Yes, her ascent to the top wasn't a coincidental event. She is essentially a stat machine rather than just a player. Talk about incredible stats: 18 points per game, 8.1 assists, and 90.1% free throw accuracy. Who even does that, really? She's dominating the competition, and it goes beyond just points. She's setting people up, creating plays, and doing it all with accuracy. She's the type of player that pundits and coaches are saying. But there's no denying that Caitlin Clark is the cause. Regarding what transpired in that game, everyone has an opinion. Caitlin Clark is this person. They're also not in error. This girl spends more time at the gym than other individuals do at home. She never stops improving, adjusting her technique, and making it impossible for anyone to catch up. Caitlin Clark is the real deal. She's also extremely very marketable, white, and a fantastic skill. Let's not act as though Angel Reese is a pushover now. When it comes to the boards, the girl is a beast. Let's face it, she's grabbing 12.9 rebounds a game as if it were nothing. It's not an easy chore to dominate the paint. She's out there snatching up offensive rebounds, giving her team opportunities, and creating misery for the enemy. The issue is with her scoring, though. Yes, that's the point at which things start to go wrong. It's nice that she's scoring 13.3 points every game on average. However, in contrast to Clark's offensive assault, it appears as though Reese is still operating in second gear. What is her shooting percentage? That is, to put it mildly, not going to set any records, and that is when Clark starts to back off. Chase her, outdo her, outmaneuver her wherever possible. No one is doubting your ability to pursue her. That much is evident from the stats alone. Figuratively speaking, Clark is outperforming Reese in almost every area but rebounds. The media is really enjoying themselves with it, I can tell you that. The consensus from analysts, ex-players, and coaches is the same. Right now, Caitlin Clark is at a different level. Smith, Stephen A. Yes, he has been really honest about it. He's not merely discussing the numbers either. It has to do with Clark's ability to manage the game, read the floor, and improve everyone around her. Angel Reese is still going strong in the interim, but nobody is noticing that she isn't having the same revolutionary effect. Envy, anger, and bitterness are all justified because long before Caitlin Clark appeared on the scene, there were others who put in a great deal of effort and sacrifice to help raise the WNBA's reputation, but were never given the same degree of credit. Here's where it gets serious, though. This has more to do with managing pressure than it does with numbers. Caitlin Clark is doing well. She's better, more determined, and more deadly with each game. Every night, she proves her detractors wrong in this arena by using the excitement surrounding her as a rookie. As for Angel Reese, though, I'll assume the role of the antagonist and keep doing so, and act as such toward my teammates. Let's just say that she's beginning to crack under the pressure. Even while she's still producing strong results, you can see the dissatisfaction starting to show. The strain of those expectations and the frequent comparisons to Clark are beginning to show. She's experienced more than a few instances on the court where she lost it. And these aren't the typical competitive moments. Yes, I want all of you to know that I'm not the only reason we watch women's basketball. I'm the one who does too. We're talking about emotional outbursts when she doesn't get her way. And what do you know? That only serves to support the idea that she's finding it difficult to keep up with Clark's quick ascent. Look, you might want to press pause and take a moment to get real if you believe Caitlin Clark is merely fortunate. This is no girl who simply rolls out of bed to shoot hoops for amusement. On that court, she resides. We're talking about hours upon hours of non-stop shooting exercises, never-ending ball handling workouts, and oh yes, making plays for her team as a whole. It's there that she outperforms everyone else. It's not all about the points for Caitlin. Pulling the strings while everyone else is attempting to catch up, she is an offensive strategist. Her 8.1 points in each match, that proves she's already 5 steps ahead, able to understand defenses as if they were cheat codes, not to mention how well she scored. Well, no, let's start there since her figures are really ridiculous. A shooting percentage from the field of 41.4%. She's making her shots count, not just throwing them around. Add another 33% from deep, and presto, you have a player who can score baskets from every spot on the floor. This is the part, though, where she truly has folks gasping for air. 90% of shots from the free throw line were made. That requires surgery. She's not missing, so while she's at the stripe, you might as well just put those points on the scoreboard. She seems to view each free throw as an opportunity to prove to everyone that she doesn't waste any. Even the experts are at a loss for words to extol her. Dan Patrick, she is among the most effective scorers he has ever seen, according to him. Smith Stephen A. He is also not holding back, asserting that she have the skills to be a generational talent. And let's be honest, you're doing something really great if guys like that are complimenting you. Caitlin's mastery of the game, her capacity to maintain mystery, and her unwavering composure under duress. Yes, there are things that some players twice her age still don't understand. Her basketball acumen is extraordinary. While defenders are still trying to piece together what happened, she is out there making rash decisions. Take a look at the record ratings her arrival generated. Approximately 4,000 people watched their Indiana FIFA games at one point in time. According to what they were seeing, it is currently between 16 and 17,000. With 2.446 million viewers, the WNBA draft had the highest ratings in league history. But the numbers aren't everything. She plays the whole thing like a Swiss Army knife. She possesses the vision, range, and cool head necessary to make clutch free throws. Her mind is also constantly working overtime. She is skilled at taking advantage of even the smallest weakness in the defense and knows precisely when to pick up the pace and when to slow it down. And you can bet that the specialists have taken note. It's becoming more difficult to overlook the parallels between these two. And even though Reese averages 12.9 rebounds each night and is dominating the rebounding game, the analogies end there. Stephen A. did not mince words. He chastised Reese outright for becoming overly stereotypical. Rebounding is the focus of her entire game, which is fantastic and all, but let's be real. Reese is falling short of Clark's total genius in every other regard. Not to mention the overt jabs in interviews. Reese has occasionally made sarcastic remarks, obviously annoyed by the constant parallels to Clark. For example, following a game in which Clark completely stole the show, Reese couldn't help but make a jab about certain players receiving all the limelight. However, it's not just what she says, it's also how she acts when playing games. The body language of Reese, not the greatest really. She's rolling her eyes and watching as Clark makes a big play. It's all visible to all. It has been stated that even her teammates are a little worried, questioning whether her insecurity is overpowering her competitiveness. And what do you know? Nor are the experts keeping back. They claim that Reese is allowing envy to rule his actions. For an athlete who should be at the top of their game, that's never a good indication.